And who would have thought? Finebaum said he is very confident about Bama's future. He was a big critic of Bama and Deboer in 2024. Let's analyze the news. After missing the college football playoff in 2024, the team enters the 2025 season with a clear mission: to reclaim its place among the giants of the sport. And if Paul Finebaum is to be believed, Crimson Tide fans have good reason to believe that goal will be achieved. Finebaum, known for his critical and often ruthless analysis of the sport, recently appeared on McElroy and Kubelik in the morning and made it clear that he completely changed his perspective on Alabama during the offseason. If 6 months ago he saw the team as an unlikely candidate to return to the playoffs, today his confidence in the Crimson Tide's triumphant return is almost unshakable. The explanation for this lies not only in the reinforcements or the movements in the transfer portal, but in something deeper: the depth of the roster. Today, I feel very confident in saying that Alabama is in the playoffs, Finebaum said during the program. That statement carries weight, especially coming from someone who is not usually generous with praise without good reason. For him, the secret of Alabama is not in bombshell news or last-minute signings, but in something more solid and intrinsic to the program's DNA: the ability to build a complete team, with multiple layers of talent. That depth mentioned by Finebaum is a characteristic that has always defined Alabama under Nick Saban's leadership, and now, with Kalen DeBoer at the helm, it seems the tradition continues. DeBoer, who took on the challenge of succeeding a legend like Saban, has shown that he can maintain the level of excellence expected in Tuscaloosa. He has not only brought new offensive ideas, but he has also managed to preserve the essence of what makes Alabama Alabama: a team that never allows itself to be vulnerable, even in moments of transition. The 2024 playoff miss was a tough blow to the program, but it also served as a wake-up call. Alabama has learned that even with all the pedigree and tradition, success cannot be taken for granted. That is reflected in the team's current posture, which seems determined to prove that last year was merely an exception, not a trend. The way the team prepared during the offseason demonstrates a focused and resilient mindset, something that Finebaum highlighted as a significant differentiator. Another important point made by Finebaum is that the transfer portal, which so often steals the headlines in this era of college football, has not been the biggest factor in Alabama's growth. Sure, some one-off additions have helped strengthen the group, but the real difference lies in the organic quality of the roster. Players who are already in the system have evolved, young talent has emerged, and the group as a whole has become more cohesive. It's this kind of development that makes Finebaum believe that Alabama will not only be in the playoffs in 2025, but also one of the teams to beat. Crimson Tide fans know the pressure is constant. In a state where football is not just a sport, but a way of life, expectations are always high. But what sets Alabama apart from so many other programs is its ability to turn that pressure into fuel. Every practice, every game, every strategic decision is made with the clear goal of keeping its legacy intact. And in that context, Finebaum's confidence echoes what many already feel: Alabama is back in its natural habitat, ready to compete for titles. As the calendar turns toward the 2025 season, all eyes will be on Tuscaloosa. Under Kalen DeBoer, Alabama promises to not just compete, but dominate. With a deep roster, a gritty mentality and the support of one of the most passionate fan bases in the country, the Crimson Tide seem poised to write another glorious chapter in their history. And if Finebaum is right, and he usually is, Alabama will not only return to the playoffs, but will make some noise once they get there. And the longtime coach Saban, what does he expect for Bama in 2025? And if anyone can offer a balanced perspective on the program's current state, it's Nick Saban. The legendary coach, who built an empire in Tuscaloosa and recently handed over the reins to DeBoer, spoke candidly about his expectations for his successor's second season. And, as always, his words were filled with honesty and clarity. Speaking at the region's Tradition Pro Am in Hoover, Saban closed a press conference with a measured analysis of Alabama's current state. He made no grandiose promises or attempted to gloss over the challenges the team has faced in transitioning from his era to Deboer's. Instead, he stressed something fundamental: hard work and continued adaptation are the foundations for success in any program, especially one with the demands of the Crimson Tide. "I really don't have any expectations," Saban said with characteristic candor. "I know these guys are working hard to do the best they can." That seemingly simple statement carries a lot of weight. For Saban, effort and dedication to the process are more important than any prediction of immediate results. Kalen DeBoer's first season at the helm of the program produced solid results, but by Tuscaloosa standards, it was seen as an inevitable transition. A 9-4 record is worthy of applause in many college programs, but at Alabama, where excellence is measured by titles and playoff appearances, it was seen as a starting point, not a final destination. The team's 16-year streak of double-digit wins was snapped, and the team missed the playoffs for the first time since the inception of the college football playoff. That reality, while uncomfortable for some, is part of the renewal process. Saban acknowledged as much when talking about the amount of change Alabama has had to face in the past year. The coaching change, players moving through the transfer portal, players leaving for the NFL draft, and new coaches have created an environment of uncertainty. This transition, as Saban noted, has been difficult. "It's been a difficult transition with the amount of players that have moved, new system, new people, you know. The players and the organizations have had to make adjustments," he explained. However, he also noted that this year's offseason has been much more stable, which could be a positive sign for the future. That stability that Saban mentioned is crucial. In the world of college football, where changes happen quickly and pressures are constant, having a period of consolidation can make all the difference. With less turmoil on the roster and a system that is already starting to take root, Alabama could be in a much stronger position to compete at a high level in 2025. Saban summed it up best when he said, "I would say everyone is probably a lot more settled this year." Expectations, as always, remain high in Tuscaloosa. Even though it's only DeBoer's second year, Alabama is not a program that accepts mediocrity or prolonged transitions. The legacy Saban built demands that each season be viewed as an opportunity to compete for titles and maintain a high standard. And for Saban, that mindset appears to be intact. "I expect them to do very well," he said, with a quiet confidence that reflects his faith in the work at hand. Kalen DeBoer, for his part, has shown that he is ready to take on the challenge. He has not only brought new ideas offensively, but has also demonstrated an ability to adapt to the unique environment of Tuscaloosa. His first season was marked by adjustments and learning, but now, with a more stable roster and a more established system, he has a chance to show that he can lead Alabama back to the top. It's important to remember that even with all the changes, Alabama is still Alabama. The program continues to attract some of the best talent in the country, and the culture of hard work and excellence remains unwavering. With Saban watching from afar and DeBoer leading from close behind, the Crimson Tide appear to be in good hands. As Saban made clear, hard work and dedication will continue to be the cornerstones of the program. And with that, the Crimson Tide's chances of making the playoffs, and perhaps even competing for a title, could be real. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments.